Why you need a proofreader. Do you have one or more sites on the internet? Are you confident that they are grammatically correct and that there are no spelling or punctuation errors? Do you use spell checker? Did you realize that spell checker doesn't catch some errors? For example, if you type there instead of there, spell checker will let it go. Or to instead of to. And many others, as well. I've been working online for a few months, and I've been quite surprised at the number of sites I've noticed that have errors. I want to fix it. That's my thing. I know it doesn't have anything to do with the intelligence level of the author, nor their marketing skills. But it does create an impression. And that's very important in the business world. In the online world, it may be even more important than offline. Because your visitors don't get to see you or speak to you. They don't have the opportunity to interact one-on-one. So, I think it's very important to create a great first impression. A professional impression. You don't want to come across as nonchalant and not putting the extra effort into preparing the perfect article. It's been said that your customers may feel that that's the way you treat them. With not much thought. We all have different strengths, and one of mine happens to be spotting errors in written text. So these mistakes are just jumping out at me, and sometimes screaming for help. Help for the webmasters. If you saw two very similar sites and one had perfect grammar and punctuation, and the other had several mistakes, which one would you tend to purchase from? Which one would you be more apt to take advice from? I don't think that's a very difficult question to answer. I think the answer is quite obvious. I suppose some of these webmasters don't realize that it's so easy to get a proofreader. Or they may not realize just how important it is. They may feel it's too much work to search for a proofreader and do the necessary research to ensure selecting the right one. But that's the way it is with anything online. There's always research involved. And it's much easier to research online than it is offline. There are no telephone calls to make to get prices or references. All this can be done sitting at your computer, drinking your favorite coffee. But it does need to be done. The number of people offering any service online is huge, and many of them are good. Probably more are good than are not. It's just a matter of finding the one that suits you best, and that you are comfortable working with. And don't be afraid to ask for a sample of her work. You will be so pleased to have the confidence that your site is error-free and professional. Remember, the first impression you make online is usually with your website. The first impression is so important. Sometimes you only get the one chance to make an impression. So make it count. Don't second-guess your needs. In fact, the question isn't whether or not you need a proofreader. It's will you get one? And when will you do that? You owe it to your business.